In the following video, we're going to examine the operation of division on polynomials. And in this video, we focus on dividing a polynomial specifically by a monomial, dividing many terms by one term. And you have been practicing this before. Every time you would convert to slope-intercept form and divide by the coefficient to get the slope in the y-intercept, you were dividing by a monomial across two terms, which is, many terms, a binomial. And so what this means is if you're taking 6r squared s squared plus 3rs squared minus 9r squared s and dividing by 3rs, the whole polynomial is divided by 3rs, which means each term is being divided by 3rs. And so I take each term and I put it over 3rs. And now if I take a look, I've created three fractions with our variables and exponents. So now I'm going to have to use my quotient rule each time. So take a look. Remember, with your coefficients, you just treat it like a fraction. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. R squared over R, so would be an R on the top. S squared over S would be an S on the top. And then we take a look. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we're not going to show our coefficient of 1. The R and the R cancel out. There's one S on the bottom, but there's 2 on top, and so you're going to be left with 1S on top. And so 1S, which is just S. And then negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. You have 1S on top, 1S on the bottom, so they're going to cancel. You have an R on the bottom with 2 on top, so you're going to be left with 1R on top. And so let me mark what we did here. Our final answer when we do the division is 2rs plus s minus 3r. So dividing by a monomial is very, very basic. You just take each term and divide by the monomial. You take 8x cubed y squared, and you're going to divide by 2x y squared. You take your negative 4x y to the fourth, and you divide by 2x y squared. Take your 2xy and divide by 2xy squared, and then you apply your quotient rule. And so if you're a type of person who likes the process and steps, I don't like teaching too many steps, but the bottom line is you divide each term and then you apply the quotient rule for each one. And so 8 divided by 2 is 4. You have 3 x's in the top and yet only 1 at the bottom, so 1's going to cancel the bottom, going to leave you with 2 in the top. So I have x squared. You have a y squared in the top and a y squared in the bottom, and so both of those are going to cancel. Minus 4 divided by 2, which is 2, so minus 2. You have an x in the top and x in the bottom, and so those are going to cancel. You have a y squared in the bottom with a y to the fourth in the top, and so 2 y's in the top are going to cancel, so 4 minus 2 is 2. So I have a y squared. You have negative 2 divided by negative 2, which is negative 1. So I'm just going to put a minus sign since we don't show coefficients of 1. X divided by x will cancel. You have 1y in the top, but 2 in the bottom. And so the 1y in the top is going to cancel. And one of the 2's in the bottom is going to cancel, which leaves you just with the y on the bottom. And so on the top, you had your minus 1. And on the bottom, you have a y. So it's minus 1 over y. And so do be careful. You notice in this last one, the variable was left in the bottom and everything canceled out in the top, which means you have a 1 left in the top. So not everything's going to be as simple as getting nice integer looking solutions, no fractions. Sometimes you will get fractions, and so that's why applying the quotient rule is important. And so this is how you divide a polynomial by a monomial. Split the terms, divide each one by the monomial, and then apply your quotient rule from there.